As said, mine launchers are typically best against ships that move forwards and backwards like close range ships that move forwards and backwards like a fish. Not so much against a junker, so it'll be interesting to see how they're able to manage to get it to work against the junker and the broodlord on red team.
And I feel like also Canyon Ambush, one of the maps that Junker can be very powerful on, just because it's got that very fast, close range maneuverability, tight turning. It can navigate the canyons pretty easily, which is one of the reasons this is probably the most common Junker map in recent years. So first off, for Storm Riders, we have the Fancy Guardian, piloted by Dementio, center mine launcher Mobula, paired Gat Artemis on the lower deck, flare gun Artemis on the outer wings. Their ally is the Broodlord, piloted by Skybox, left side Artemis Hades Artemis, with the right side Gatling Mortar.
And for the business Bula, piloted by Princess Tudu, we have the same as the other Romulators, a mine launcher on the top with the right side Artemis and left side Flare Gat. And the Wretched Egg is a Watcherfish with 2 Carronades on either side. And we have an engagement right here.
A lot of this is going to come down to how good these mines are going to be. Wretched Egg doing a nice job locking down the red Junker. Hwacha very potent against the tightly clustered components of the Broodlord. And Fancy Guardian losing their whole armor, going to be forced to rise up here. And we do... Ooh! Big mine hit.
Oh, Broodlord's not happy.
No, Broodlord's not happy at all. His balloon is heavily damaged. And yeah, they're just being forced back. Ooh, another big mine hit.
And Broodlord is not meant to engage at these ranges. They have the Hades Double Artemis. They really need to start the engagements at Hades Double Artemis range. Otherwise, they're just basically a Gat Mortar Junker.
And they do also have the dual Artemis on the Fancy Guardian, so like red team does have a fairly significant quantity of long-range fire, but unfortunately Broodlord, Junker not a ship that can easily disengage in a fight. It's not very fast.
Both these red ships are a bit of trouble. Broodlord is just being locked down by the Wretched Egg, which can... If watches are so effective against Junkers, that burst watch will break every single component on there. So eventually Broodlord is going to go down here, just being ground out with their Carronades. They're just trying to survive long enough for Fancy Guardian to start working, which Fancy Guardian is doing a very nice job of disabling Mrs. Amila with their Artemis.
In fact, such a good job that the Wretched Egg feels it's prudent to leave the Broodlord stranded rather than going for the kill. And I don't know, I don't know about this decision to charge up right against this field of mines. I mean, it looks like they wanted to get that Hwacha Barrage out to maybe help their ally mob a little bit.
Broodlord getting some Gat Mortar in the Wretched Egg, cut a few mortars, and see if they engage the business people right here.
It looks like they might, but they are in mine range. Big mine knocking them up and spinning them around here, losing their whole armor. Are we going to see a Hwacha? Oh, get... Oh, so close. And they're down. Artemis finishing them off. That was a weird little interaction there. Wretched Egg, I don't know, maybe Wretched Egg was baiting the Junker up? Because it seems like you would go for the almost guaranteed kill there when you're in that situation in a fish against a grounded Junker.
Well, I'd agree. The only thing that this might be going through their mind is that it can take a while to kill a Junker that's tanking. You can disable them with your watch and break their balloon, but they're gonna get their balloon back up. They're gonna hydro. They can stay alive for quite a while. They have almost as much armor as a galleon, so they might have just thought, here, let's do as much as we can on the Fancy Guardian, help them out. But they realized that wasn't too great of an option, and they ate some mortars. For thinking that.
All right, so Blue Broodlord has respawned back in. They're going to regroup a little bit. Wretched Egg, haven't taken those mortars. They're going to be going into the next fight with about 50% health. Fancy Guardian in the same state. And yeah, I do wonder. I mean, they're continuing, Storm Riders continuing to push into the canyon, so it seems they're not super keen on trying to maintain a lot of distance to really get the most out of their Hades dual Artemis on a Junker.
Well, this particular area in Kansas, if they can burn into this area as fast as possible, this is a nice defensive position where the Broodlord is. They got a lot of place to move around, get cover. It's one of my favorite places on this map.
Okay, and we
And the,
did also see a quick spot on one of the blue ships, so location is known to the Storm Riders. And it seems like they might set up in center map or possibly go to the eastern pass, try to catch predators from behind.
ooh, I don't like that. Not with this Junker, though. I think they should have just set up more to the south-southwest. Because really, you need as much time firing these Hades double Artemis as you can for this Junker. But we'll see how it works out for them. They're backing up. Blue team's playing it real defensive.
Yeah, they do have the point lead. And it also appears it appears they did not actually spot a red ship at the same time, so they don't know. You see Wisniewski and Wretched Egg facing in opposite directions. They're not sure where the Storm Riders are going to be coming from, but here's Fancy Guardian popping up over the canyon. He's maybe pushed forward a little too far. Maybe
yeah, they gotta be
overcommitted.
careful. Might be able to do a bit of damage in the Wretched Egg. Where's this Broodlord? At their Hades double Artemis coming in on the business Pila.
Alright, looks like Wretched Egg being forced down. He might be moving around to try to get a side flank onto the mob. There it is.
Oh, this is not a good position for the Fancy Guardian. They have to make sure they don't bump anything, which if they stay here, they can. They just don't want to get rammed or popped by that fish.
But the other problem is the Broodlord is very low here. He's not quite in position just yet, so Fancy Guardian going to have to hold his own until he's able to clear the cliff and drop down. And when
yeah, Fancy will be okay for a second here.
And it's tough if blue team drops down, Fancy Guardian's going to lose gun arcs. Like the positioning from Storm Riders, they do currently both have gun arcs, but the positioning's a little perilous here. And you see now Fancy Guardian unable to shoot the damaged Wretched Egg, instead turning to Wisniewski, who drops down in return. And Broodlord also peeking out a little bit, getting some shots out.
It's, the goldfish's buffed hole is actually keeping it alive, which is surprising. You don't often see buffed holes on a goldfish, but that's preventing its armor from breaking. Oh, mine's going out in the Broodlord.
Yeah, and we have another situation here where Fancy Guardian's kind of stuck in the back, and Broodlord just needs to try to scoot on out of here. Fancy Guardian is pushing forward. He's going to try to drop in behind the Predators. I'm not sure.
Armor break.
Yeah, armor break onto Wisniewski. No mines yet, but the Broodlord able to assist with their long-range weapons. The Artemis not quite timed, and Fancy Guardian going for a ram, I think, and ooh.
Oh, that almost worked out well for them, but yeah, that was a miss. That watch was very at a miss opportune time for the Fancy.
Also, I just realized now that I'm streaming at 60 FPS, which was not intentional. I guess I'll probably fix that afterwards. But anyways, with the Mobula now going down, Broodlord is kind of stuck out here in Center Canyons, and Junker is in a bad spot. He's lost several engines to the Hwacha, and it's not a fast ship to begin with, so... but it does seem with Wretched Egg not able to get a fast kill, the Predators are already up 2 points. They don't necessarily want to push their luck. So they're just going to back out, play it safe. And they know Fancy Guardian is probably waiting.
You know, I would have just pushed in because the blue team is pretty damaged. But you figure if you can lock down this the Junker, by the time the Mobula gets in, you can just double focus the Mobula, and the Junker's already locked down. It basically you have a little bit of time, but they're playing it cautious, which will also work.
And they definitely have to, considering Yes, they have 2 points, but both their ships are pretty heavily damaged, and Storm Riders has got, some shiny new ones at full health, so like they're going to be going into the next fight with a pretty significant disadvantage the Predators are. So they have to be very careful about that.
It's true.
Now we're getting some hot canyon. This is the real canyon ambush. People flying around in circles, not knowing where the enemy location is.
Blue team going. Looks like they're heading into red spawn. You might think that red is taking a defensive position, but red is
And
pretty
here,
up front.
and here's the spot. The Team Predator is flying very high here above the clouds. Probably not advised. They have revealed their location. It's also possible that Storm Riders were spotted by the Predators as well, although no actual spots going down. But given the Predators are still pushing into Red Team's spawn, I feel like they did not actually get a look at that exposed red junker. Yeah, and Storm Riders definitely might be able to take advantage of this if they can maintain the element of surprise.
Flares going out. That tells both teams where, or it tells blue team where about the position of where red is, and red, it doesn't tell them anything. Both these modules have flares, so might see some flares out from the business Bila.
And not unsurprising for a map with such heavy cloud cover throughout. Huh. Okay, and now Storm Riders moving back to blue spawn. Do you think maybe the expectation is they thought that they were spotted themselves? So now they're expecting the Predators to loop back around for a flank, but they are trying to now double back to flank the flank, as it were. Maybe.
And yes, that's very possible. But I don't think it's going to work out for them. It would take predators a good long while to actually move around here. I don't think they really know where either team is. Because right now they're just sitting in each other's spawns.
And we are at a little past the halfway point. 8 minutes left on the match timer. All of our Sunday Community Skirmish matches do have a 20-minute timer on them. So any like wasted time like this goes is an advantage to the team with the point lead, which in this case Team Predators. So they're probably pretty content to just sit here in red spawn until the Storm Riders come and get them.
Yeah, right now red has to just get 3 kills and camp the spawn and not die in order for them to win. Which they definitely can get these 2 quick kills on the business beyond Wretched Egg, since they're at such low health. But they're running out of time.
And considering the long-range firepower of the Broodlord, it will be much easier for the Storm Riders to get a 2-ship focus fire at pretty much any range. So all they really need to do is find the blue ship, and for the blue ship to be exposed for just a few seconds to kill them in their already damaged state. And once one ship goes down, you can push that for an advantage and possibly take a full fight. But where are they going?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I think they need to burn their engines full time right now. They just need to burn and repair their engines full time, burn around this map. If they really don't have any idea where they are, they're probably not going to be sitting back over here. So just burn your engines and go around the canyon. It's a bit tricky because they're going to have to get into the canyon in order to get to blue team.
Yeah, maybe expecting blue to just be kind of holed up behind the pipe. I don't know. It's like when you're looking for your keys And yeah, your keys, they may be on the key hook and you just didn't think about it, but you check everywhere else first. You look behind the like why would your keys be behind the refrigerator? But you check there anyways.
You check there twice.
All right, and it looks like they're finally moving northbound,
A
splitting
bit,
up in fact to
yeah.
cover more ground.
Which can work out as long as they're moving kind of slowly though. Junker and Mobula, they're about the same speed. Junker's slightly slower, but neither of them have been burning their engines very much.
No, we see a
Lithium
little bit of a
just
burn on the Mobula. But yeah, like when you're pretty much anytime you need to move around the map, if you're not in an active fight, you can be burning those engines. Your engineers are not super busy at that point. But here we go. Spot going down on the Broodlord. Spots going down on both the Predator ships. They have 5 minutes left to make this happen.
The Predators are looking. They're not looking for this engagement. They're getting to cover.
They're out of here, dude.
Oh, but here's the Fancy Guardian. Pairing off against the Business Bula.
All right, the Gatling coming out a little far, so not too much armor damage. But once the armor goes down, Business Bula will die to the Artemis very quickly. In the meantime, Wretched Egg putting on a Watch of Barrage, shutting down the Broodlord. Broodlord going to be backing out to cover. I think he might... No, it looks like Fancy Guardian instead going to turn onto the Wretched Egg. Putting out a little bit of long-range Gatling fire. This is going to be tough. Like, Broodlord, they're going to have a difficult time with Blue Team, with the Predators playing so defensively. Going to have a difficult time maintaining their long-range arcs long enough to both pierce the armor and then deliver the finishing blow with burst. So I think even though Red Team does have long-range advantage, they might be forced to take a more aggressive stance if they want to get a kill within the time limit.
Especially because the Blue Team has some pretty good cover around these rock spires.
Okay, I think we might see the first armor break on the Business Bula, and the Artemis coming out not quite finished. No, not finishing them off. I think a lot of that burst damage maybe going into the gun and not necessarily hitting the hull. And now Business Bula, with his armor intact, he's feeling a little zesty. He's pushing forward to the Fancy Guardian.
This is it.
Yeah, that's certainly going to be a kill. And that's the first point for Storm Ryders. They need to finish off the Wretched Egg pretty quickly, and then, because this fight is taking place in red spawn, once they finish off the Wretched Egg, they're going to have to book it across the map to Blue's spawn and get a third point to take the game, because the timer ticking down very quickly here. And that's the armor break. That's some Artemis. Wretched Egg surely going to go down with the next shot, and they do. And now you see them turning already. They know the clock's ticking down. There's the engine burn you were looking for.
Although this Junker has Moonshine, which only wouldn't be a first choice in Junker, since Moonshine is typically better for ships with lower acceleration. Junker has pretty decent acceleration like Mobula. And having Kerosene just lets you burn constantly in combat. With Moonshine, you can't use it very long in combat before you have to call your engineers up to the engines. You do go faster, however. You do go a bit faster.
All right, and they're just about to peek out of the canyons. Predators have spawned in, and they have not moved from their spawn location. It looks like, in fact, Business Bula moving backwards. I think Predators are... I think they're hiding. I think they want the win.
Yeah, they definitely want to win. They took they chose the cloudy spawn with all these clouds. Red might figure that they are over there, but they can't see them without shooting these flares. Which let's see. They have the flare is being manned right now. It's just it's not being shot.
Yeah,
so we'll see if we get it.
I think that they have successfully predicted this. They're booking it straight to that protected spawn point. And here we go. We've got about a minute left in the timer. If Storm Riders can pick up a kill without giving up one of their own, they can take this match. Wretched Egg already losing their whole armor. Hydroing out, staying upward above the Artemis gun arcs. Broodlord On the other hand, moving in to engage Biznispula, and Biznispula
Ooh.
getting out of there. Fancy Guardian getting caught between the two blue ships, and this is not a bad place to be. And there's the mine, a little far on the mine. Fancy Guardian, whole armor, very low. Broodlord still. Oh yeah, Hwacha finishing them off, and that's gonna be game. Because even if Broodlord manages to pick up the kill onto Biznispula, which I don't think they're going to be able to with this, well, Hwacha coming out. Good mortars, excellent.
There we go.
Excellent mortars, a nice kill.
But they were a bit slow in breaking the Mobula's armor in the first place. But
Mobula was being very evasive there. I think he kind of dodged a lot of that first Gatling clip.
I see. Well, this is the end of the... Here we go. Match is over, but let's see if we get another armor break and some mortars into this fish.
Yeah. I don't know why Fish is even Fish is even here staying in gun arcs. But does not matter. Timer does expire. The game ends with a tie score, but the team that got the first kill, that is the tiebreaker. So Predators winning the semifinals match, they will move on to play against the Skyborn in the finals.